Good morning, everybody. I'm David Brown, CEO and co-founder of BroadBitBatteries. I'm going to tell you about an innovation that will change all of your lives and the lives of every single person on this planet. So we've invented a new sodium battery, and I want to start with what that market is. The market today for rechargeable batteries is about $60 billion today, actually more like $70 billion. And that's for, amazingly enough, 90% of the capacity is for lead-acid batteries. Additionally, for mobile electronics like your mobile phones and handheld devices like tools. But that market is set to grow tremendously over the next decade and a half to 2 decades, reaching in excess of $1 trillion. And why is that? Because many more things are going electric these days. For instance, you all know about Tesla cars. There's grid stabilization. There's all sorts of transportation that needs to go electric. And just to give you an example, if right now about 0.1% of vehicles sold are electric vehicles, if that grew to 1%, that would double the rechargeable battery market immediately. If that went to 10%, the rechargeable battery market would already be $1 trillion. So that's being driven by regulation. And recently, Germany's Bundesrat resolved to outlaw the internal combustion engine on German roads by 2030. 2030, so this is coming very fast. But we have a problem to reach these goals. Existing batteries are expensive, they're slow to charge, they have limited capacity, which means limited range, they're short-lived, which means you have to replace them often, they're heavy, they have to be dragged around, they're dangerous, they blow up. I'm sure many of you had to leave behind your Samsung phones on the plane coming here. And perhaps most importantly of all, they're based on limited resources, lithium and cobalt, which are already dramatically rising in price due to the increased uptake of lithium-ion batteries for transportation. So what BroadBit has done is invented a new battery technology based on metallic sodium. We have unprecedented performance, we have cheap manufacturing, we have abundant raw materials. Essentially, sea salt is our raw material, and our batteries are safe and non-flammable. And I have here one example of one of the key parameters for our batteries is the energy density. And what you see is the evolution of batteries over the last 150 years, from lead-acid batteries to nickel metal hydride batteries, with doubled their capacity, to the current state-of-the-art in an industry, lithium cobalt oxide, which doubled that again. And we have already shown in the lab with our new technology, we have doubled the energy capacity of batteries to 400 watt-hours per kilogram, and we're only halfway to our theoretical maximum. And you can see that we are now getting close to the energy density of diesel that consumers around the world are used to put in their cars and go long distances. We actually have 2 families of batteries. We have a high-power battery and a high-energy battery. The high-power battery is 5 times lower cost per unit of power, and that's fully rechargeable in 5 minutes. That means you pull up to a recharging station 5 minutes later after a cup of coffee, just like in your diesel or gas car today, you're recharged and ready to go. And we have a high-energy battery with 3 times lower cost per unit energy, which means for you, the consumer, twice the EV range at the same weight or 3 times the range at the same price. There are competitors out there, but they're basically in 2 classes. There's the people trying to improve lithium-ion by incremental change. Those are very expensive options, so you're actually going up in price significantly with those. And then there's those that are trying different chemistries, but those are basically cost reduction, but those also reduce performance. BroadBit is the only company that both reduces costs and increases performance. And with this new paradigm, new markets are opened. We now have sufficiently high energy to enable for things like electric airplanes, sufficiently low cost for things like grid stabilization, and sufficiently high power to finally replace the 150-year-old lead-acid battery. Where we are now, we have produced our first and tested our first coin cells. We've validated our chemistry and performance. We have acquired our in-house pilot equipment to produce electrodes and electrolytes. We have an assembly partner identified, and we're soon producing our first cylindrical cells, which will be our first products. Our plan to dominate the market starts with high-performance applications like aircraft, drones, etc., and electric bikes. We move on to then the medium volume, which we consider medium volume as cars, trucks, and buses. And then in the long term, low cost, high volume, that's the grid storage, which will be an even bigger market than the mobile market. Our products today are our battery components, which include the electrolyte, which we're already ready to sell in the middle of next year, our anodes and cathodes, which we will be ready to sell in the next year, and we will be producing cells and modules in the coming years. Our team is experienced. I myself, a founder and co-founder of several companies, including Konatu Tekos Pharma. Andras Kovacs is the founder and founding CEO of BroadBitBatteries, of which we're a spin-off. And Tapani Alasara is the smartest guy in Finland who I've been trying to hire for half a decade, and he finally agreed to join BroadBitBatteries. So, thank you. I'd be happy to take questions.
Very, very solid story. This is a huge market, absolutely fantastic opportunity. How far are you from first commercial orders, and what needs to be done for you to get to the big accounts?
Yeah, so that goes back to this slide. We plan to sell our battery components first, and we start with the electrolyte, which is the simplest component for us to manufacture. We can improve other people's batteries and supercaps by substituting our electrolyte. We hope to be making that first sale in the middle of next year. And then we go to the anodes and cathodes. That's our magic mixture. Together it makes our magic battery, and that we sell to cell assemblers to assemble into cells. And that, we hope, the first orders are the end of next year.
If you wouldn't have, or let's say, if you would have unlimited resources, which is basically money, would you be going straight to the entire battery pack instead of going into component deliveries?
Probably not straight to the battery packs, no. So our secret sauce is the first two steps. We can buy the other services and use them with partnering. So, but we plan to make that decision whether to build the cells ourselves in about a year's time.
Thanks, David. Yeah, obviously a great opportunity here. And in your pitch, I think you don't have to explain that even that long. I think everybody gets it. But really on the, like the story you're telling is so wonderful that it makes me wonder that why are there Teslas and others that have unlimited resources, why are they not knocking on your door and taking you?
Well, we have been in contact with virtually every major automotive and chemical supply and battery component manufacturer on the planet. So,
but not
I can't name names.
Yeah, you don't have to name names, but I'm just thinking that, you know, how would I know it better than they do? So that's my chicken and egg here. That you know, you're promising me wonderful things, but are others seeing the same story that you are seeing?
Mm-hmm. Well, keep in mind that the company was only founded 1 year ago, so a little patience, please.
Yeah, I'm very impatient. You know that. Okay, thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.